All right, so this is a 27 meter per second burn. Who can watch it from... we'll watch it from here. 10 seconds to the burn. Put this data on. In fact, it's the rendezvous data I'm really, really interested in. Okay, close that. And notice here, I am now getting my phase angle of negative 126.8. So we are now it is actually measuring this angle here, which is called the phase angle, now that we're on the same orbit as our target. So I'm thinking actually I can probably, can I just burn retrograde here and fix that right now? I think I can. No, I can't. Sorry, don't worry about me. What I need to do is set up another burn here. So set up another burn at periapsis. But I think now... No, the phase angle's still wrong. Okay, shoot. I wish it would give you a projected phase angle, but it just doesn't. I'm looking at this phase angle down here. Okay, so what we're going to do... I need to make this angle smaller, which means I need to speed myself up, which means I need to lower my... I'm going to do this just eyeballing. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be too specific here. I'm just going to try this. Just a little bit of retrograde. Just bring this down just a little bit further. Oh. No, it's not. I moved it a little bit. Just with my eyeball. Okay. That's enough of that. Okay. Let's open this up. Circ at periapsis. This is our circularization burn. And boop. Oh, I gotta run. Circ at periapsis. There we go. So this is our now circularization burn that will put us into a matching orbit. Let's do it. Let's do it. So solar panels look like they're kind of okay. Oop, SAS on. So we're going to do one more orbit around the sun, or around the moon. There we go. And what I'm looking at is this phase angle. I want it to end up being 120 degrees. Let's see where it ends up once I get to around where that burn is. A lot of eyeballing going on. It ain't that close. I overcooked it. I can tell that now. It's at 114 degrees. You know what? I don't care. I really don't. Let's run. I mean, how often am I going to come out here and actually measure that phase angle? It's 6 degrees off. I mean, seriously, if we look here, here's us right here, here's that. Can you tell that that's 114 degrees rather than 120 degrees? I can't tell. I think it's good enough. We can actually, in fact, remove this as a target. It's unnecessary. Okay. But I'll tell you one thing that is necessary that I'll get to as soon as this burn is done. Does Kerbal Engineer show the correct phase angle? It's not that that phase angle is incorrect. It's just it's not giving you your predicted phase angle. I'm not sure. I haven't dug deep enough into Kerbal Engineer whether it's giving you a predicted phase angle or the actual phase angle. I'd have to look. Okay, so we are now done this burn. The important thing here, though, is that this period of this orbit that I'm in right now exactly matches the period of Moon Relay 4, so that these two will stay in relative, their relative positions to each other will remain about the same. And I know that Moon Relay 4 is in a orbit of a period of 3 hours right down to the second, and we are in an orbit of 2 hours, 59 minutes and 58 seconds. So I want to add 2 more seconds to my period. So that means I need to burn prograde to slow myself down a little bit so that it'll take me longer to get around. I need to turn the thrust limiter down like as small as it will go, 0.5. And what I'm just going to do is burn a little bit prograde and just watch this time here. I want it to be 3 hours, 0 minutes, 0 seconds. That's more important than the phase angle anyway. And I am burning, believe it or not. 59 seconds. There it is. 3 hours, 0 minutes, 0 seconds. That is the important number to get right. Let's orient this for the solar panel. Here, let's turn our view to orbital view there. I don't know why I don't like it upside down. Don't want you upside down. There you go. And that is it. It is inserted. I'm going to turn my engine off. And if we put on our communication lines, there we go. Let's get rid of this. Center it on the moon. There are our communication. Oh my gosh, it is just a mess. Can I get one more? There! Look at that. That's beautiful. So you can see our equilateral triangle along this plane. And eventually I would love to have an equilateral triangle in this plane too, but that's going to require one more satellite around in this position here. Right now, it is possible to be, for instance, at the North Pole, and if both of these 2 satellites are down in the southern hemisphere, you'll have no communication on the surface of the North Pole. But otherwise, I do have... Oh my gosh, look at that. That's a beast of green lines. Turn that all off. Nice. I don't know why. One of the most satisfying things I find in this game is idiocy like this. Just putting satellites in these silly little orbits. I really, really, really do enjoy that. Okay. What do we got next? We're getting close to clearing away all of this detritus. Munar 3, 1 hour and 34 minutes from its encounter with the moon. Let's get out there. A Death Star orbiting Kerbin. Alright, speaking of orbiting Kerbin, this is Munar 3. It has been orbiting Kerbin for the better part of 32, almost 33 days. And it has aboard, let's get rid of alarm clock. It has aboard a materials study and a mystery goo from high space about the moon that I have yet to collect. And it has had an adventure. It flew by the moon. It has very little fuel left. So it's coming back into the moon. It's got a little bit of a burn to do here at periapsis of 10 meters per second. And that will give it just enough of an oomph to put its periapsis into Kerbin's atmosphere. And this thing does have a heat shield and a parachute. We should be able to recover it. So where's the moon? We're coming for you for the last time. Let's do this. This is such an old probe. If you can remember this thing actually being launched, then I'm impressed. You are a true fan. We've got the... That's our alarm for the SOI change. There we go. We're now in the moon's SOI. We do not have much to do here. I do want to take a look at this maneuver and take a look at our periapsis. I want this oh, that's pretty good. 34.6 kilometers. That should be fine. So I think all we need to do is get down there and perform this. Now, we'll turn down the thrust here a little bit because the burn's only a couple seconds long. Okay, let's get down to the burn. So here we go, whipping by the moon. The moon's doing most of the slowing down for us here. Okay, we're going to put this onto prograde, I believe it is. Yes. This is pretty, I think, all prograde. And we're going to do this burn. So the moon is absolutely doing most of the work for us here, slowing this craft down and putting its periapsis down into Kerbin's atmosphere. I just need to give it a little bit more just to get the job done. So I'm just going to select periapsis here. This is what our current periapsis with Kerbin is, 206.5 kilometers. I just want to get that down. And no, I do not have KOS installed on this thing, so we're going to have to do this one manually. And okay. So you will got 5 seconds. I'll go to half throttle. And we'll reduce throttle at the end here. Doesn't have to be pretty. Good enough. What is that? 34 kilometers. That should be fine. So this, after some adventures, this thing is finally on its way back. I do not think we have anything else pending now finally, so I think we can just follow this on all the way. So let's actually simply select around here. And it is going around. Actually, you know what? Now I'm worried. Let's get out of the let's get away from the moon. I think we're still going around Kerbin prograde. We have to be. Let's switch SOIs again. Get out of here. It's looking for the SOI. Have I already switched SOIs and I'm just not... I am not paying attention. Okay. Warp to here. Come on, Kerbin. We're coming for you. Move all the data into the capsule. Is it in the wrong spot? It is in the capsule. So thank you, Rob DeVos, for pointing that out to me. But I must have moved it already. But it's certainly a good thing to check to make sure that the samples are stored in this little capsule here and aren't still in the experiments themselves. But they are. You can see that it's highlighted. They are in the right place. Okay, sun's coming up. This is going to be our second re-entry, so it's pretty much the same sort of story. Yeah, we'll stage and arm those parachutes. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. There we go. And this thing does have, because it's got the probe body, does have some, but it is, and the parachute is armed. It is naturally aerodynamic, so it should stay oriented this way with our precious, precious science. It's not, let's see, we got 36 science and 12 science, so 48 science. It's not insignificant. Here we go. Actually, we should get a boost, shouldn't we? I don't know. From that Probe Frenzy contract or strategy. Blasting through Kerbin's atmosphere. Lots of stuff coming back from the moon. Okay. And parachute. Actually, I think I will not get rid of the heat shield, because this thing is going to be light enough as it is. Doesn't need to be lighter, and all it'll do is make it take longer to get down to the surface. I'm at 4 time warp speed, and we're just going to have to wait. All right. And you know, I was just looking at the time left of the stream, and I do want to do something else, and I was hoping to get to Minmus and do the Minmus impactor today, but I'm thinking I'm putting that off until Thursday now, Instead, I'm going to do something else. But right now, we can recover this. So there we go. 48 more science. We're up to 131.5 science. So we should done a great job clearing the board, as it were. We also only have 4 days, 4 hours, 58 minutes before Valentina is cleared for light duty. But let's get back into here. I have 131. Do I want to spend that on... Okay, this is RCS, and I'm not going to be doing crewed flights for a little while. These are 160 that way. Same with this. Once I get into space stations, which I think is the next phase after our current phase that we're just entering into, this will add on life support. I think I'm going to save my money. I think I'm going to save my money for advanced aerodynamics and better plane parts. But so I'm not going to spend this 131.5. But what I want to do, speaking of planes, is I do have one simple plane mission in mind, and I think that will be a nice thing to end the stream on. And then when we come back on Thursday, probe frenzy will go on in earnest. We will be sending probes to Minmus, back to the moon, even though it's not necessary, but then to Moho, and then start getting into doing flybys of all of the inner planets. That's going to be the plan. But right now, I do have my rather plane that I'm really, really starting to get kind of sick of. That's why I'm eager to build another plane. But I do have some contracts. Do I have them? No, I don't. So I don't have them organized in any way. To get to an airspeed of 100 meters per second and to get to 5 kilometers altitude. Flight school will have to wait for another day. Impactor probes will have to wait for another day. Just these two. So let's get ourselves a pilot. And Jebediah, Valentina is still not clear to fly. Oh, Michael A. Kerman. Michael A. Kerman's going to be our pilot. I don't think Michael A. Kerman has really had a mission since she has been rescued. So that is good. We are checking the control surfaces. The authority limiter is down, so let's launch. And this is a very simple mission. Not going to do anything too exciting. But knocking them off and working through those giving aircraft purpose contracts, they get better and better as you move along. It'll give me reason to keep flying these planes. Okay. Brakes on. Lights on. Michael looks like she's ready. View to chase. Let's open up our contracts. So, get to 100 meters per second. Must be between an altitude of 2.5 kilometers and 5 kilometers. And then get to an altitude of 5 kilometers. And then land back safely. That is the whole thing. Okay, SAS on, throttle up. That on altimeter mode. Punch it. Up you go. Just doesn't. Ugh. And we're off. So our first job is to get over 2,500 meters. I'm assuming that's that altimeter. And get up to 100 meters per second, considering we're already over 100 meters per second. That won't be an issue. And then get up to 5 kilometers, which also won't be an issue. That's going to be the whole thing. I'm just looking. I got a lot of messages here. Let's take a look at messages while we're doing that. So, milestones. You have performed a spacewalk in orbit of the moon. Yeah, we did do that. Satellite of the moon contract. I forgot that was there, but just put a satellite around the moon. That was easy pickings. Get some science data from space around the moon. Did that. There's all our strategies that opened up. Place a relay satellite in orbit about the moon. Some cash and rep for that. So moving in the right direction. Oh, I think we have to level off here. There we go. It wants your vertical speed less than 10 meters per second because it doesn't want you to cheat by using gravity to get up to speed. Okay, so that's that. We just have to land. That one's done. And now we got to get up to 5 kilometers. So pitch back up again. And nothing. Oh, wait. Did we already get up to 5 kilometers? Why does it say, why is that green? I'm a little bit We didn't get that high, did we? You know what? I'm going to do it again just in case. Don't want to be accused of cheating. Okay, and there we go. There's 5 kilometers. Cut the engine. Rolling. Rolling. And bring it down. Notice, despite Michael being... Oh, Michael's a level 2 pilot. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's right. She's really a level 1 pilot, but she gets an extra level because of the pilot strategy. I'm keeping that one active because of... I want to keep doing these giving aircraft purpose contracts. Alright, all we gotta do is put this down on the runway. And of course, as I approach, I have my waypoint, the Memorial, Warrior King Memorial, to remind me not to be a goof. Not to come in sillily. Be serious. Not crash. So we're not going to do any of those things. I didn't even notice what the cost of this when I launched it. If this counts as the... If it, the price of this now is doubled. I suspect it is. But considering we get almost all the cost back upon landing, it's not a big deal if the cost of this thing's doubled. Slow down a little bit. Just slowing down. A little bit of sloppy flying to slow the plane down. Okay. Alright, down we go, Michael. Beautifully done. Put on the brakes. The brakes. The brakes seem to be getting worse and worse in this game. Alright, and that, as soon as we stop, should be the end of these contracts. As soon as we stop. Tell you, one of the great things with the Weasley engine is that reverse thrust mode. That'll be something to look forward to. And green contracts. There we go. More contracts complete. So what we have done today is cleaned the slate on a lot of things. We have now a blank slate on which to begin the next phase of all of these streams, moving into probe frenzies, impactors, flybys, going interplanetary,